Good afternoon and welcome to another Content Corner. Thank you very much for joining me. My name is Andy from Global E-Commerce Experts, and we're here to successfully expand e-commerce sellers into the EU and soon to be UK. And what we're going to talk about on this Compliance Corner is labelling requirements and some of the compliance things that are going to be changing come the 1st of January. Obviously, Brexit's happening. We've talked about that for weeks, months, if not years. We have been talking about that. And I think now's the time to start thinking about the compliance of your product. We do a huge amount of label compliance and product compliance here at Global E-Commerce Experts. And I just wanted to take touch on 7 new changes that are going to be coming in come the 1st of January. And the key thing to say is that for most of these, there's not going to be a sudden shut off on the 1st of January. For most, that's going to go through to July 2023, when you've got a period of grace where you're going to be fine to be able to do that. So, I'm going to go through the 7 because there are 7 key areas. Most of these or some of these won't be relevant to most e-commerce sellers, but I'm going to mention them just in case. New energy labeling requirements. So that's more energy products, that's things that are to do with planes. There's a whole load of different things that comes under. The second one is the UKCA mark of conformity, which is basically going to replace the CE mark. Virtually all of you will understand what a CE mark is. That's basically a mark of approval that goes onto your product to say that it conforms with the regulations. All right. Now that CE mark is going to become a UKCA mark. And again, there's going to be a transition period for that through to 2023. So you've got plenty of time. But if you're starting to make new products, you need to make sure your new products have a CA marking on it, as well as a CE mark. Because if you're going to sell your products into Europe and UK, you're going to need both markings on those. There's also the REACH chemical regulations going to be tweaking slightly. There's also going to be medical devices that are going to be changing slightly. And again, all of these things are going to be changing as we go through. What we're going to do is we're going to put a link below, because I can't go through all of them. Content corners are supposed to be no more than 5 minutes. So we're going to put a link below to all of these different areas. Changing the medical device is another one. There's also going to be changes to hallmarking for jewellery, and that's going to be crucial for those that have got silver, gold, and things like that. And there's also going to be changes to food and drink labelling. Now, they're basically on all of that compiled. What that means is that there's the EU regulations, and we are currently part of those EU regulations. So what's going to happen is the UK has already come out with some new regulations that's going to happen. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through to the food and drink changes, because some of that's going to be really, really important for you to understand. Now, first of all, the most single important thing that's going to change is you currently have to have an EU address and a food operator in the EU with your food and drink supplements, or food and drinks. Okay, what's going to happen now is you're going to need one in the UK and the EU, and that is probably the single most important thing that's going to be different. So wherever first of all, you're going to need an address on your products. So you're going to need a UK and an EU address on all your products, regardless whether it's CE marking, CA marking, or whatever else. You're going to need the food business operator license address. Sorry, that's going to need to go on there, which is going to be your importer typically. All right. And also, what you're also going to need is organics and things like that is also going to need to be registered. Now, with all of these regulations, most of them are where your product's registered. All right. So if your product's registered in the EU at the moment, that's great. But if it's in the UK in the EU, well, the UK is no longer going to be part of the EU. So you'll need a UK address and you'll need an EU address. And really, that's the key part. So really what you're looking at is anything in energy, anything with a CE mark, soon to be CA mark, anything that needs REACH chemical regulations, medical devices, hallmarking, food and drink. All of those are going to have different regulations, but the main difference is the address and where they are run from. All right. And that's the key piece of information you really need to take away. If you've got any of those, the regulations are going to be below. If you need help with addresses in the UK or the EU, obviously we can help. If you need help making sure your labels are compliant, obviously we can help, and we'd love to help you with that. But that's it from us. Hopefully that's been super useful. If you need to get in contact with us, please do. This has been Andy from Global E-commerce Experts, successfully expanding your e-commerce business with you into the EU. Thanks for your time.